A mentor is someone who has more experience than you do in the area that you're ministering in and has something that they can share in helping you to develop into a good, wise pastor.
I think I would define mentoring as just being a sounding board.
For me, a mentor would be someone who is a role model, someone you can look up to.
I think a mentor for me is someone who is walking the path, walking the journey with someone, but somebody who's been down the path before.
You graduate, you're ordained, you start a new job, you're starting all new people, and often that support that you had while in school will suddenly kind of go to the wayside. You may have contact, but it's not as present.
The role of the Institute for Priests and Presbyterates, especially the mentoring program, is to help that new pastor to really move into that parish and to learn how to relate to the different people that are become very important to support him and to serve his people.
IPP, or the Institute for Priests and Presbyterates, gives some support to stabilize some of those transitions that are taking place.
There are many things about being a pastor that you can only learn once you are a pastor. And having the opportunity to meet with someone who has the experience is a great way of learning what it means to be a pastor and having a person that you can bounce ideas off of.
The mentoring training at Saint Meinrad took place over a 3-day period. It really kind of honed the skills that I think many of us develop naturally in terms of relating to newly ordained priests.
The most valuable thing I learned was that mentoring was different from supervision, but I think what I found especially valuable was the sharing among the other mentors.
Allowing the person to experience their priesthood and giving them some confidence and some support that they are actually trained to do this. They know what they're doing. What they don't know is that they can do it.
The first skill of a good mentor is being able to listen and knowing what is really going on in a person's life and their ministry. And the second is being willing and able to share from their own experiences and their own wisdom.
Encouragement, confidence building, also allowing them to know that what they're feeling, what they're thinking, I think most priests have felt and thought about at the beginning of their ministry.
Looking at Father Ron gives me a good identity or understanding of what a priest, who he is and what he should be doing. And he simply does that by modeling it, by living out his vocation in priesthood.
It can be a very lonely position. I think it's especially important the young priests have mentors today simply because most of them are becoming pastors much quicker than in my day.
It can be very challenging. You're trying to adjust to yourself as being a priest first and what all those responsibilities are and looking for that support.
For me, the most beneficial part of the mentor program is knowing that I always have someone here in the local area, an experienced pastor that I can go to with questions, with concerns, with ideas.
The biggest benefit for me is continued support for myself in ministering to the people. That comes from people within my own diocese, the people from the IPP program, and other priests who are going through the same experiences.
You're not just working together as mentor and mentee, but also being able to minister together in neighboring parishes in deanery programs as well.
Yes, there's no doubt that we're dealing with the same issues. You know, we have the same concerns, the same challenges.
Being able to reflect and think about major decisions that need to be made in a parish level and not rush into those decisions. And learning how to be an effective leader and communicator with that parish staff has been one of the valuable things that I've learned through the mentoring program.
I think where I was most helpful was when he would bring conflict situations or things that he was kind of struggling with, and just to assure him that that's part of being a pastor and assuring him that he was going the right direction.
It's not telling them how to do, it might be sharing what I would do, but then also giving them options.
The very skills of being mentored are also skills that are helpful in ministering to members of the parish. Skills like listening, being open, learning good communication.
it does have value. It does support a new pastor who can be very lonely out there. The experience of being a mentor with Father Eric, a warm friendship has developed, and we simply communicate on a lot of other levels.
Their families, their background, where they grew up and how they grew up, and all of that impacts who we are as a human being and as a priest.
It's not just something we've done for 2 years, and then once we've had our last meeting, that's it, that the relationship continues.
This is important. Becoming a pastor is a very challenging experience today. There are so many expectations. I think mentoring can help a new pastor know how to develop those relationships.
I'm definitely a better priest, a better pastor, especially because of the mentoring program and being able to move through the first years of my pastorate with an experienced pastor at my side. There certainly is a need for valuable mentors and for good mentors. It's a program that helps us as new pastors to recognize that we are not on our own, that we can learn from others, we can go to other priests in our area, in our diocese. The value of having good mentors is an important one for any diocese to have.